All right, day two. Let's speak about it. Let's see if we can wrap this one up in like 15 minutes or less. First things first, let's get it out the way. The dog struck again. Gentleman's 30. Tay Roc stand down. I am not convinced. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, Tay Roc made his King of the Dot debut, and the whole thing with the champion of the year chase, and he's looking good so far. Don't get me wrong. Tay Roc is having a a very healthy year. Shout out to Loaded Lux. It's his year's looking mighty healthy in regards to his workload, but I also want to give a little bit of pushback on Tay Roc's year so far in regards to the content. Now, hear me out, Tay Roc stands. Um, I wish I had a list of the battles he has had thus far as we march into September at this point, fourth quarter. So, if you ask me, yeah, Tay Roc, he may have solidified already his claim for the belt for champion of the year, the status. He can have that. That ain't even what I'm mad at. But in regards to his content versus the plethora of competition he has thus far, hollow voice. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed. And like you know, to put it in layman's term, Tay Roc has been stretching the work. Uh I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a bunch of you guys in the comments that might say he's been winning. I'm gonna push back and say debatable. And that's what leads me back to Sunday's matchup versus Bigg K. Uh, Bigg K, he stuck to the time limits. Let's just jump off on that particular, you know, launching pad. Uh, Now I don't have no contracts in front of me. Organic is not in my Rolodex. I can't just text them or give them a call and directly ask. But I'm assuming, for a championship bout, we can dub it that. It's been promoted as such. But for a championship bout of this nature, I'll say 3:30, 4 minute, maybe even a stretch to five with crowd reaction. I'm gonna assume that was the parameters for this particular matchup. And Bigg K, for all intents and purposes, not only stuck to the time limits, but he had great moments. Great moments. We all see the visuals out there, pulled up with the fitted off, a reiteration of New Jersey's twerk with the hoodie down. Uh, I enjoyed it. The jokes are still flying to this day in regards to the shape of the head. Shout out to all my baldies out there. I'm part of the brotherhood as well. So, hey, Bigg K, I feel you, brother. But now on top of that, man, the whole blue room uh scenery set up in the third, you know, hey, he took a page out of Emerson Kennedy book. He was in the building, so like people was trying to figure out how did that blue light come on. Don't forget about your boy Emerson Kennedy up in the building, man. Shout out to him and all his production talent. Uh, but Bigg K, he stuck to the time limits. He had the moments. His rhymes was very direct, particularly his third round. I figured, well, no, I didn't figure. I am giving extra points for Bigg K's third round because I feel like, he really took everything that he threw everything in the kitchen sink at Tay Roc in this third round and highly effective. I couldn't give Tay Roc the third even if I wanted to. With that being said, comes down to the first and second, right? The first round, Tay Roc, man, you out of control, man. Like I could be exaggerating, but me and the crew I was, with, we took a synopsis. It had to be at least between 10 to 15 minutes between all the premium 93 gas up in the building, the stops, the starts, the run it back. Uh First and foremost, Tay Roc was out of control in that first round. So I'm penalizing the Verbalist One. I'm penalizing Tay Roc for that alone. I can't give him the first round. And then on top of that, if you really listen to what he was speaking about in the first round, it was a lot of filler bars. You know what I'm saying? Like it was nursery rhyme schemes. He was pretty much Murda Mook Jr. in his first round, and respectfully, that wasn't a compliment. Like it was a little bit too much for my liking. Uh, he didn't need it. He didn't need to do all that. I don't even understand the purpose of Tay Roc even stretching the work like that. It was unnecessary. And for it to be his debut and pretty much the matchup that he needs to solidify his claim for King of the Thought. I mean, I'm sorry, Champion of the Year. Uh, I thought he would have been a little bit more surgical. Now I don't know, if he's exhausted at this point, or it's not enough current events, or I don't know, maybe he's missing his ghostwriter, Sue Surf. I'm putting that out there. No, I'm just fucking around. But yeah, I couldn't rock with Tay Roc's first. Now the deciding factor, because like I said, I got Bigg K in the first and the second. Uh, this might be a little cliche, but the whole fitted off moment from K, it kind of eclipsed everything that Rock was talking about in this second, which is ironic too, because Rock is known for his second round king. But I I I'll be hard pressed to pull anything memorable from Tay Rock's second round. So with that being said, man, because I don't want to linger too much longer on this particular matchup, it is what it is. Uh, I gave Bigg K the gentleman's 30. I won't argue with nobody that want to, come and debate Tay Roc 2-1. I get it, but between the exhausting rounds, between the whole URL record label staff and the company, crew, uh, gassing every single bar literally that came out of Tay Roc's mouth, it was too much. It was way too much. And it was at least, if I had to put a percentage on it, Tay Roc was probably like maybe 40% direct in regards to Bigg K in his attack approach. Everything else was just a bunch of filler. I mean, come on, man. His whole third round was wrestling bars and schemes, and it's like you've been doing that all year. Now I get it. Like, listen, I'm a big WWE fan. Shout out to the GOAT Randy Orton. I'm a big WWE fan myself, but you cannot sit here and battle after battle after battle, keep giving me these wrestling schemes, and I don't even know. I can't even put a percentage, because the battle rap community now is a younger crowd. It's a new audience. They'll consider people like me probably old school in regards to my point of view regarding the culture, the artists, the business, the social media tactics. Like a lot of people might want to debate me in regards to my point of view, and I understand that. So, with it being a younger crowd nowadays that's overtaking the battle rap community, I don't even know how many people are really catching these schemes, and I think that hurts Rock on top of a lot of things. So, and I get it, he got the podcast and everything going on with his lady and all that stuff, but nah, man, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough, and I hope he goes back. Actually, I hope he sits down. For the rest of the year, he did what he had to do. If he comes out, it needs to be a mega matchup. I know you got Jazz the Rapper for Kings versus Queens, but I mean, do we really care? Keep it on it. And I love Jazz. I love Jazz. You know what I'm saying? I love everything that she does and been doing over the past couple of years, but we don't care, man. We don't care. So after Jazz the Rapper, man, I hope he just like sits down, unless it's a mega matchup. Don't come back outside. I seen uh want to say maybe it was Hip Hop is Real. I seen a visual though of him and Clips discussing a potential third battle. I guess a finale. I have it 1-1. Like I think Clips won the first one decidedly. I edge Rock in the second matchup. I wouldn't mind seeing a third one, but only if I get the same Charlie Clips that showed up versus Easy. Uh, we'll get to Clips in a second, but in Bigg K, man, you did your thing, my guy. Like you still the champ. I'm giving you the victory decisively, 3-0. But I'm gonna put the gentleman, in front of it because you know, we know how this community gets in their emotions. Emotions make you cry sometimes. We know how they do. But I don't know who I want to see Bigg K against next. Like you're kind of approaching your end game status as well. Like you kind of been there, done that. You seen them all, you done it all, and uh, I'll be on the lookout, I guess, to see whether it's a RBE matchup or maybe King of the Dot, maybe got one more card in the tuck. But besides going to URL and some kind of wink wink deal and punching somebody head off over there, uh, I don't know, how many options Bigg K got left. So I'll be on the lookout. Shout out to the dog though. Let's move along, man. Uh, before that, we had the postponed battle from Saturday, which was New Jersey Twork versus Pass. Man, I posed the question: is Pass powerless outside of the West Coast, or even outside of LA County at this particular moment? Because I don't know, man. I like some of the material that Pass was handing out, but the Boston crowd was not showing my boy no kind of love, and it was kind of disheartening just watching him because he's putting up a fight. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like he was just sitting there, you know, not even giving no effort. Uh, Twerk wasn't that impressive to me. I don't. I do understand the infatuation with him, but sometimes I don't. Sometimes I think like you know he's the king of nursery bar raps. If I gotta discredit Rock for some of the nursery rhyme raps he presented to Bigg K in his first, Twerk is like the king because all three of his rounds is some kind of jingle, some kind of movie bar, some kind of nursery rhyme. Like I can see all through his blueprint. And I think that's what upsets me the most as a fan because me as a fan should not be able to dissect your creativity, especially if you're a true creative. I hope that makes sense for you, you slow people in the back. Uh, you know, Part of being a writer is like going into depths inside your own world and bringing it to the forefront and presenting that to us as an audience to pretty much make us clap our hands. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the stuff I'm seeing from Twerk, man, I just don't get that feeling, man. Like even in this Mook performance, people want to give him the win. I had Mook kicking his ass, but like I said, I won't debate with you guys. Like, you know what I'm saying? I understand the the excitement factor that comes with all the jumping, screaming, bouncing, getting in your face. Like I get it, I get it. But yeah, man, because of the energy and the lack of, you know, haymakers, it's hard for me to really give pass, pun intended, on this battle. So I'm going with Twerk 2-1. I really wish this battle would have took place on day one. Maybe that's kind of the thing too. Like, cause Pass was ready on day one. Like, maybe the energy would have been different with the day one crowd. Who knows? This battle was an anomaly to me, but overall, the polls and everyone judging it from what I've seen, they gave it to New Jersey Twerk, and I'll go ahead and co-sign. All right, moving along. John the Don versus Frack. Oh man, I'm surprised they didn't cancel John, man. I'm surprised they ain't flagging for all kinds of quote unquote anti-Semitism. The way he was punching on Frack with the Jew-ish bars. You know what I'm saying? Like hilarious, man. Hilarious. I don't understand. Listen, I don't want to say Frack is like comedic, but you know, he has a playfulness in his demeanor, and it translates in his raps, which you either are rolling or you're not rolling. I'm gonna do it like that. You either rolling or you're not rolling with Frack. Me personally, I like what Frack does. Like, he's not a gun bar. Like he's not Sharon or A Ward or even a real deal at this point. But I find what Frack does very entertaining. But calling out John the Don was probably his worst mistake. And it's a rumor going around, my friend. Tell me, is it true, my friend? I'm hearing John potentially has a possible matchup with Murda Mook coming up in October on Bullpen. So if that's the case, this would have been a priming battle for him to set up the stage for him versus Mook. So he couldn't come to, and with Mook being in the building, Mook was in the building studying John. He was right there behind him, watching his every move. So like I think he did what he had to do to let it be clear to Brack, who has been calling him out for forever and a day, and Mook, and to the fans, because I've seen people kicking dirt on John's name following the 3-day prep to go against Sirius Jones and debatably winning. Yeah, I can't believe they was giving John some pushback in regards to his performance versus Sirius on 3 days' notice, but man, whatever. Uh I can't give around the frack. I'll be lying. So John the Don 3-0. I hope the rumors about you and Mook is true because I love to see it, especially if Hitman is out of the rotation. I heard Hitman is on Wilding Out, torn again, and I'd rather see him wilding out on tour than in the streets of St. Louis looking like a complete ass, like looking for Byron Blake. But that's another pod, man. Shout out to them brothers. All right, move it along. Charlie. Charlie, you got your ass whipped. You know what? I ain't even. You know what? I'm gonna use this opportunity to give props to Real Sick instead of kicking Charlie, because Real Sick, for at least the past 4 or 5 battles I watched him in, has been showing up prepared, immaculate wordplay, immaculate flows, great schemes. great direct bars. Real Sick is a rapper's rapper. And for the life of me, I do not understand how he is not getting, well, he is getting the names. That's the funny part. You got Charlie Clips, but then you get a Charlie Clips that plays with you. So it kind of like devalues the win. This is what makes me very upset with Charlie, like, because it's like you are people out here claiming him Mount Rushmore and GOAT status, and it's like, how y'all do that? But they'll give me pushback for, saying Verb is one of my GOATs or Verb is on my Mount Rushmore. But Verb don't do this goofy shit that Clips does. Even if you mad at him right now for whatever nonsense he got going on with Hitman, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But I never seen Verb show up and play in battle rap. So yeah, I don't necessarily understand that. So I don't know, man. I'm gonna give Sick his props. He's definitely been doing his thing. Um, I don't know where he goes from here. To be honest with you, like better competition is needed. Maybe going back to his weight class, punching with some of them, that might get the job done. But I can't really think of no names off the top of my head. Uh, Easy would be nice, but that's not nothing that's happening anytime soon, as far as I'm concerned. Um, it was simple enough for me, man. 3-0. All right, moving down the card, it was Yoshi G versus Chirac. Now, this is one I literally can't call. This might be the only matchup of the night that I couldn't call. Um, Shout out to the ladies. Let me get that out the way. Both of them was powerful in their approaches to each other, which made it a great back and forth first and foremost. But Chirac has a energy, a projection level, and like just an approach to attacking that I really appreciate. And I'm really, really liking her come up in the game over the past maybe year and a half. I've been like really tuning in to her and her battles. And I'm looking forward to a possible E Hart matchup that may catapult her to that next level where she really needs to get to start getting some of these these top tier ladies to come outside and check her out. Now Yoshi on the other hand, I like what Yoshi was doing because Yoshi has a lane and she's sticking to it. Like, people who are trying to like discredit her or get her to pivot off of this whole dot bar thing. Um, I get it, but I like the fact that she's staying true to herself and she's witty with it on top of that. Like, she's witty with the dot bars. I don't, what I'm saying? I can't make it any more plain than that. In my opinion, Yoshi had more haymakers, more moments, but I don't know, man. I just like everything Chirac was spitting. So I'm gonna do myself a solid and wait till this one comes back out on YouTube. I probably want to watch it one more time on YouTube, check the comments, see what everybody else is thinking about, see how everybody else is leaning as well, so I can get a real consensus of who won this battle. But overall, the fans won in that particular battle. And yo, people is a fool, man. Like, what I'm saying, with Yoshi and her breast implants, whatever the case may be, man. I don't know what era y'all living in, man, but that's just what the ladies are doing these days. So either respect it or check it. All right, man. Danny Myers versus Elijah Straight. I'm rolling with the bar guy. 2-1. Elijah Straight, man, it seems like he didn't turn up to the third round. He had, now don't get me wrong, he had some shit in every round, but it didn't seem like he matched Danny's energy until that third round. Ironically, which is the same round that I feel like Danny like took his foot off the gas. So Danny could have had a 3-0 knockout if he wanted to, but he took his foot off the gas. And Elijah Straight, man, I, I don't, is he a URL rapper or what? But I like what I saw. I like what I saw, and I wouldn't mind checking out some more of his matchups, whether that's me going back in the past or, checking for anything he got coming up in the future. To stand in front of Danny Myers and give an impressive effort is impressive enough for me to, give you your props. But Danny, man, Danny's just too much. My only problem with Danny is I don't understand, his infatuation with just battling any and everybody. Like, even Lux tried to tell him, like, man, you gotta sit down and wait for the proper matchups to get the bigger bag. But Danny greedy, man. He want all the money. And like, we already know got all them kids and everything you gotta feed. But man, at least he ain't doing the Tay Roc. At least he ain't diluting his bars. You know what I'm saying? Like Danny's the man. You can't tell me nothing about Danny. Bar guy 2-1. Clone versus Death the Kid. Yo, Clone is a star. You heard it here first. Clone, he's a star. I didn't really get it. First time I took a liking to Clone, pause, you know what I'm saying, for all you weirdos. First time I took a liking to Clone was versus Bigg K when that was that whole discrepancy with, I can't remember who it is that dropped out at the last minute, but on RBE, Clone was a replacement to go against Bigg K, and he had short prep time too. I think it was less than a week or something, and he went toe to toe with Bigg K, and I was like, yeah, that's what's up. And like every time I have seen Clone after that, mostly on bullpen, he keeps elevating. But this particular last matchup he had versus Death the Kid, yo man, like I seen star potential. It's like something clicked for my boy, and now he's on, he's ready. And like I feel sorry for the next person that matches up with him. I think it's only up for him. He gives me Briz Rothstein energy. He gives me Briz Rothstein energy, and we all know how electric Briz was. I remember seeing Briz when he first showed up versus Dot, and we knew back then, like, yep, he was a star. That's the same feeling that I'm getting with Clone at this particular moment. So I hope to see more from the brother. Death the Kid, man, you showed up, you did your thing, but similar to past, man, the energy was just lacking for you. You wasn't really getting that much love. Some of the bars, you was stretching the work, man. Like, it took a little bit too long to connect, or like the build-ups. I don't know what necessarily you need to do to make it work better, because you have bars, you definitely do. But I don't know, man. I'm gonna need you to go back to the drawing board. I'll definitely like to see you again, but Clone was just a little bit too much, and that's not your fault. I think anybody that would have stood in front of Clone that day would have got smoke with the material that he brought. So shout out to both you guys, but Clone 3-0, respectfully. And the intro battle, the YouTube battle, uh, I love the fact that Kotd did 4 free battles on YouTube as a pre-show. Man, great marketing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, by the way, you need anything, got you covered. Verbal marketing. Check out the website. But Emerson Kennedy versus City Towers. Yo, City Towers is dope, man. I feel like that man been around for forever and a day, but I can't count on my hand how many City Towers battles I actually watched. And I think I might need to go back and check some things out with my boy because he was spitting, man. But I felt like he had you know the disservice of going first and being pretty much the one that kicked off the entire event. A lot was riding on him in regards to his nerves and how his attack. But I thought he did a great job. But Emerson Kennedy, man, like I don't know if it was because it's a stature thing, the way you know Emerson is like shit, like he had like 6 inches in height above my man on camera, and it just looked crazy the way my man was barking on him, talking to him, man. Kennedy always clever, witty with the bars. I can't say much about Emerson Kennedy that we all don't know and respect about him already. But with that being said, I edged the battle to Emerson Kennedy 2-1. I gave him uh the first and the third. I like what City Towers was doing in the second. I like all 3 rounds from City Towers, but the Carla winner, I gave it 2-1 to Emerson Kennedy. So with that being said, that is the day 2 recap. Shout out to King of the Dot. Great event. Shout out to TBL. Mad Six. A success to me. If I have to overall rate the entire weekend, I'll give it a solid 4.2 out of 5. And that's only because a lot of performers of the nights, uh, a lot of moments. It was only a couple of like, flat, you know, periods throughout the entire weekend. I'm looking at you 40 bars. But other than that, man, it was a great weekend, great pay-per-view. Man, I'm very, very much looking forward to what KOT do next because they have to outdo this card, which is going to be very hard to do. So I won't be surprised at all if KOTD take the rest of the year off, slow cook these battles until the rest of the year on YouTube, collect their money, and then revamp at the top of the year with something crazy. So, with that being said, this is the Verbalist One, Verbal Underground. Check out the website www.verbal-marketing.com. Uh, until the next one, peace.